So, the biggest mistake that direct sellers today are making is that they feel like they have to be an extrovert, an outgoing extrovert, to be successful in direct sales. So, we're going to dive into that a little bit more, but I want to just tell you that is just not the case. So, make sure that you tune in so we can give you some more of the juicy stuff so you'll know why that does not have to be the case for you to be successful.
Welcome to the biggest network marketing mistakes podcast, where we share the jaw dropping stories and lessons behind the top 1% network marketers' massive team building mistakes so you don't make them. Prepare to be blown away as we peel back the layers and expose the untold secrets and hacks deployed by the industry's finest. This podcast is designed specifically for faith-based network marketing leaders who refuse to sacrifice precious family time in pursuit of success. Ditch the burnout and embrace a life of freedom. I'm your host, Megan Miles, network marketing pro with over a decade of experience in the field, here to serve you. Let's get started. So good. I love that. Oh my gosh. You guys, I am here with the Miss Inga Faye. Like, this girl is a powerhouse. She's a boss babe. She's like, should be on the commercials for Miss Boss Babe 101. She's in the top 5% of her company. She's earned not one, not two, not three, but 4 diamond rings. By the way, I will be expecting mine in the mail for Christmas. So,
All right, now.
4 diamond rings. She's earned 2 cars. And as she and her friend says, she's living the dream. I am so honored to have her here on our podcast today and our YouTube channel. She is somebody who literally just, when I think of her, I think of like excellence. Everything that she does, her automations are so fine-tuned, her surveys, everything she does is like with excellence. And she attracts people who want to build excellence because what she's
Thank you.
about. So yeah, you're welcome. I'm really excited to be here with you. We're going to dive into some of the top skill sets that people need. And I love that you just opened it up with like, you would think that is so true. I never even thought about that because I'm such a social butterfly. I do get that a lot. They're like, well, I don't think I can do this, or I joined and now I don't think I can succeed because I'm not you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tell me more about that.
So I was that person that said that to my upline. And I always felt like I had to be that outgoing extrovert. And at some points in my business, I did that because I felt like that's what I needed to do to be successful. But it never resonated with me. I always felt crummy after I did it. And I was wondering if there's any way that I could possibly do something different. So I got off the struggle bus and was just like, hey, I am going to crack this code for my fellow introverts. And even for those that don't really want to say they're an introvert, but they'll be committed to say, well, I do have those introverted tendencies. So for all of you ladies out there that are like that, I am your girl. I'm your cheerleader, and I want you to know that you can do this. I'm pretty sure that you're probably passionate about that thing, that product, that service that you sell. You just think it's the bomb.com. But what you really struggle with is that cold outreach. And at the end of the day, you're outgoing when you kind of know the person. You it's kind of a warm audience, and you've kind of built some know, like, and trust kind of things with the particular person that okay, well, this person is cool. I can let myself out my shell today. They're okay. I know that's what I was thinking. So I'm pretty sure that's what you guys would be thinking too. So if that is you, say you want to feel real, say you want to build strong, authentic relationships with people that would enjoy the product of service that you have and then actually convert them into sales or even recruits. Does that sound like you, girlfriend? Then I got the perfect solution for you. And that solution would be surveys. Surveys allow you to be yourself, because what it does is it's like I'll say your digital admin, that it goes out there and it says, is she my person? Maybe she's not my person, but if I asked her these questions, I'm going to find out if she is. And then you may be thinking, well, could I do this in person? No, girlfriend, we already discussed that you're an introvert or a person with introverted tendencies. People normally raise their hand when I say it that way. You're not going to go down 50 million questions asking this person about themselves to kind of figure out if they're your person. Because, first and foremost, it's going to make you feel weird. You're like, okay, so am I a news reporter now? I'm out here trying to get the 411 on Susie Q, and she's looking at me like I got three heads. You're not going to do it. But if you have a survey that will do it for you, your digital admin, your digital friend, and then when you get it back and you look and you say, hmm, Susie Q may be my person. We need to talk to her further. Then you can really talk to her. And it's not that, well, I don't know if I should say something to her or should I give her that compliment. I know we were always taught that. Go up and give somebody a sincere compliment and just start talking. And I'm just like, how does an introvert do that? They don't know what to talk about. But again,
shoes or the purse, right? It's like shoes or the purse.
Shoes or purse, right? Or a cute kid. Yeah, that was the thing too. Shoes, purse, or cute kid.
It's funny because I have a friend, and this is so good. Thank you. I have a friend who was top leader in my organization, and she's one of my closest friends, and she's very green, like analytical. If you guys know the colors, blue, green, yellow, red. Very analytical type person. She's friendly, but she has to like make this checklist of how to make friends almost. So like on her notes when we first started like 11 years ago, it was go to Starbucks line, step 1. Step 2, look at the person's shoes or purse. Do you like them? Question mark. If so, give genuine compliment. Step 5.
It's very methodical.
Like literally so funny. And so it's funny because like to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, she broke it down. I guess like I probably couldn't have done that, but for me, it's very natural.
Right.
And so when I think about, wow, but then there's also so many gifts that like introverts have that like I struggle each and every day to try to get better at, like calming down, focusing, like thinking before speaking, like, so that's awesome. So yeah, what I love too is we talked about this the other day is so you're big on surveys and I'm excited because at the end, I think you have like a free survey guide for us, which I'm really excited because one of the biggest things, like, especially from podcasts, people are always like, well, that's cool. I love that I learned that, but now how do I actually do it? Yeah.
Exactly.
So knowing
how do I apply it
step by step. And this is great because I think I made like a 4-minute video like 5 years ago for our community.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure nobody actually used it because I talk way too fast. I don't break it down step by step. And I know yours is going to be awesome. So I'm excited.
Yes.
But within the survey, we were talking a little bit too, is like it's pre-qualifying them.
Yeah, totally.
Tell me a little bit more about how we're like using surveys and opt-ins even and landing pages, like how we use them to pre-qualify our leads.
Well, the thing about that,
hold on, let me stop real quick because guess what? We're supposed to go talk to everybody, right? Like even
yeah, exactly. And I was gonna bring that up. See, I'm so
sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm in the skincare and beauty business, right? So yeah, they told us that anybody that had skin was our customer. That's what they told us. Okay. So for those of you that have been told that, I just want to say this. Not everybody is not your customer.
Lies.
Everybody that has skin or that has abs or whatever they want to tell you is not your customer. And that's why it's so important to pre-qualify. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Okay, so when I started this survey game, I was kind of using what some people before me had used, okay, that were extroverts, okay? And typically the questions that they would ask were centered around our product benefits, okay? So we're basically asking them what we want to hear, essentially. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, for example, I did a survey centered around lip color. And some of the questions that I asked, well, do you want hydration? Do you want long wear? Okay, y'all, who's not going to say, yeah, they want long wear, hydrate? I mean, you're just going to tell us what we want to hear, right? But what I realized that after I tweaked and tormented over this survey, and I realized, okay, I don't need to ask them what I want to hear. I want to know what their issue is. And if I don't ask them what their issue is, then they're not going to tell me. If I set it up in a way that I just say, oh, I'm going to write down all the benefits that my lipstick has, and I want you to rank them. How is that getting down to the bottom of what they really need? Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I really realized, that I need to make sure that the survey is centered around their woes, their struggles, their desired outcomes. What do they want out of it, right? So that was like my biggest key learning. And then just really making it to the point that based on their answers, literally what they tell me is going to identify, oh, that's my person.
Yeah.
So, and there's an art to that, that if when you get the guide, because I don't want to tell you the goods, when you get the guide, it's going to tell you exactly how to do that. Okay. Because typically when we go and talk to somebody, we're basically going to ask those questions that we want to hear. Typically, we're not going to get down to the nitty gritty of what they really desire or what they really need. Because in our eyes, our product is the bomb.com, or our service is the bomb.com. So why wouldn't somebody need it? Because we've already been told that everybody wants what we have, right? So
Yeah.
that's why it's very important just to kind of ask those key questions.
I love that. So that's so great for like, especially the product size too. I'm just curious, like first for people to get a little bit more, and I know you're going to go over in the guide, but like, actually, no, I'm just going to save it. They can check out the guide. They'll get it in the guide. I already know it. So I don't even pry, but, I love that how you use it for products too, because like we use surveys, we call them applications, right? We have an application based model. And we have applications that come in and we use very like questions that, again, we even ask like, are you ready to invest in yourself? Like
Oh,
if
exactly.
you find the right fit, again, not saying like we need your money right now, but if we have a solution for you and we present it and it's a good fit, are you ready to
To invest in
invest?
yourself. That's
Yeah,
that's very important information, because if they're not willing to invest in your themselves, that's a red flag. They're not your
exactly.
person.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
why even go down the road of wasting your time? And I've always felt that when with the everybody comment, that I felt like I had to convince people
Mm,
that what I sell is great. There's no convincing, y'all. You want to find out the people who are going to say, yes, I want what you have. I love it. Please help me.
yeah,
When can I buy it? Can I buy it today? Those are the kind of people that you want. You don't want somebody that you have to convince that your product is awesome. Then you have to convince them to buy it. Then you're going to have to convince them to use it. And then, I mean, it's all of this convincing, and it doesn't need to be that hard. When you have people out here already saying, I love what you have. How can I buy it from you? How quickly can I get it? You
yeah.
don't have to do all of that, for sure.
I love that because guess what? That saves time.
Oh, yeah. And energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I was just talking to this mom at the gym yesterday, and she's in a health and wellness company. And, I just asked her, I was like, hey, could I ask you a question, around your business real quick? I'm doing some market research.
Hmm.
And, as a marketer, I'm always asking people, like, what are they struggling with? Because that just
Right.
gives me, like, exactly how to market, how I
Exactly. What
and
they're thinking, what they're saying.
exactly. So she
Hmm.
said, yeah, Brandon, I was just talking about Brandon Kaylin Poland. Kaylin Poland was saying she actually used surveys in her business big time. Every time she was like, what should we sell next? She would send a survey to get like information and ask them what they're struggling with. And she used
Yep.
that exact copy to write the sales pages, everything. And so we
Everything. Exactly.
so
Yep.
I asked her this, and she said, it was kind of like the conversations, having people not ready to become like a health coach. That's what they call it in
Hmm.
her business. And I asked her a little bit about like, well, how much time are you spending with them? She's having like 3 conversations with people, and then they get to the point basically where they're like, well, I can't join right now. I don't have the money. And it's like,
Right.
it's not, they don't, I mean, we know this. It's not that they don't have the money. It's the fear, right?
Yep.
But when we, ask it from the beginning,
Hmm.
we pre-frame them so they know this is a sales conversation with service, and we will be asking for money, right, to help you. And so when we ask it in the beginning, like I just showed her, I was like, hey, before you start anything, ask them these 2 questions. Like, what are you struggling with? Like, what struggle, what pain do you need solved? And then 2, if what we do is a fit, are you ready to invest a minimum of 100, even if it's $100, like
Right.
$50, whatever, to solve your solution, if it's a good fit.
Right.
If they say no, like, awesome, here's a video. I love you. Here's my booking calendar. Message me. Like, seriously, people are
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, but what? I was like, no, because there's people that are like, yes, I'm ready. And I'd rather have 5 quality conversations throughout the
Yep.
week than 20 who are going to drive me bonkers
Yep.
and have me all the time doing all this time and be that stressed out network marketer. Like, no, I say
Yes.
no. It's like,
Yep.
oh, I'll get 5 out of 5, maybe only 4 out of 5 with the 5th person joining in 30 days.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, that's my rant.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I totally agree with that. And the thing about it is I can think about a time that I had sent out a survey, and the woman that I was talking to, she had told me her woe. So I already knew what it was, right?
Mhm.
And for some reason, she didn't want to get on the phone with me. And I just thinking, okay, this is girl, you must not really want to do this. I said, okay, but I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna feel her out, just see. So we're talking text back and forth
Mhm.
about what's going on with her. And
Yeah.
I notice that she's not answering my questions. She's like going around the question. So I'm thinking, okay. Well, I finally got to the point and said, look, this is not a good fit. I can just tell you're not answering my questions. I want to help you, but I can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on.
Mm.
So do you know she writes me back? She said, oh, well, my skin is good. And I'm thinking, okay, but in the survey, you told me it wasn't right. So I don't know why you're trying to fib on me right now, but you already told me it was jacked from the beginning because that's how we got here. And now you're going to tell me that it's great because for whatever reason, you don't want to share the truth with me. I just thought that was really interesting that she would
Yeah.
totally flip the script when you already told me what was up from the beginning. So yeah,
So funny.
it's
Funny.
great in that sense where you can call them, you can call people out. I mean, I can't help you unless you tell me. And
Mhm.
then when somebody flips the script like that, you already know, okay, see,
Yeah, and
that
you
wasn't
just
my
go to
person.
cut your losses and move on. It's just a part of
Exactly.
business, and not
Exactly.
try to, like, pull them along because, like,
Exactly.
I don't wanna
Exactly.
pull. Like, I wanna uplift and motivate, I don't wanna pull.
Yeah, I don't want to pull or convince. That's
Yeah,
what
because
convincing
we
is pulling for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, it's funny though, we have people, who will come in and, um, like, "I wanna make 7 figures," and it's like they don't have $297 to invest in. And I don't want to say they don't have because I understand people's situations. They're not willing to
To invest in
invest
themselves.
in themselves because I know
Yep.
they can find it. I know they have it in a savings.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I need it today, but and it's not about me, right? Like I'm so flexible with people. I'm like, look, the payment part, like, isn't even the problem. Like we can figure that out. Like, can we
Right.
help you first? And
Yep.
then we can find a way to help you, like with payment plans, right?
Yep.
But they'll just boot around the financial question. But then they put like they want to make $20,000 a month.
Yep.
So anyways, you're always gonna get a couple of those.
Oh, you are, and just roll with it. That's the thing about it. Yeah, it's the Pareto principle for sure that you're going to get 20% of your team to generate 80% of the revenue in your business for sure. I mean, it's just math, and know that going in that that's how it's going to be, and it's okay. Just love them where they are. I mean, that's what I'm a firm believer. You just love them where they are. They want to do arts and crafts and make pretty stuff, then have them work on the stuff for your team group
Yeah.
that you have on Facebook
We
or
just actually put in you just reminded me, we put in um, remind me, I want to ask you real quick afterwards about like what automations and what's your process after you get the survey. But
okay.
real quick, so we just loaded we're loading a new members area for our consultants. And in there, we created a survey that's like they do on like step 2. And
Okay.
where we ask like, what's your shirt size? What's your favorite perfume? And then we also ask, because if they win stuff, like, and then what's your shipping address of choice? Like we
Right.
ask them stuff. So if they win, we want to surprise them, right? If they're like
Right.
killing it, right? And so, anyways, we also put in there a couple questions like, what motivates you most? Cash,
Hmm.
incentives, Amazon cars, um, why did you join? Right. To get
Right.
out there, and I know not everybody has like a ton of people joining, but still implement the system. But then we ask, if you know, lose track from your why, how do you want us to hold you accountable? And then we're like,
Yeah, that's a good question.
don't bug
Wow, that's a good one.
me. Yeah. Like, don't bug me at all. B, shoot me a message reminding me of my why, or C, like, so I forget what the options are. But anyways, we put those in there and I already had to go and had a best friend who joined and she filled out the survey. And I'm typically like not in there doing the stuff right because it goes to their upline, it goes to their enroller.
Hmm.
But I had to go and message my best friend and say, hey girl, I love you, but like you put on your survey that you want to make 10,000 a month, and I've messaged you 3 times to help you get set up.
Wow.
On here, it says that you wanted me to remind you of your goal and hold you accountable. So how
Ah,
can I best help you right now to find 30 minutes for us to connect? And she was like, oh, snap, you're right. Thank you. Because I had messaged her 4 times about
wow.
specific company stuff, like, hey, get on this call, or when can and she literally kept ignoring everything. Like my best friend, right? It's so funny. It happens to all of us.
Oh, it does.
I'm in the
It
business,
does.
and then it's like stuff changes.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's
Well, see, that
for me.
that lets you know the power of the survey for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And
So
then just some food for thought.
yeah.
Instead of giving them the options,
Hmm.
like you were telling them a, you know,
Ooh, just like say, how would you like to leave it open?
yeah, just
Mhm.
say
That's
it.
good. Yeah.
I think that would be more powerful because like I was telling you in that lip color survey thing, when you do that, it's like you get answers that you never would have thought of. And then you get it, like you were saying, your friend uses surveys to use for her landing pages and all of that. She does. I'm pretty sure she's probably asking some kind of open-ended question
Hmm.
that really where she can hear what the way they would say it. So then the person reading her landing page or her tripwire or whatever it is, they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, they were in my head." Is because she got them. She's using a survey to get how they would say it more so than you telling them how you want them to say
Yeah.
it. So it's
Totally.
kind of similar to what I was just telling you about the benefits that you tell them, oh, I want the hydration, I want the wear, I want to hide my wrinkles, that kind of thing.
This is
So
good.
just
I'm
food for
excited.
thought.
After this, I'm gonna go to like our application and our onboarding survey and kind of look and even like tweak and fine tune. So that's good. I love it.
Yep.
Definitely gonna change that though, because you're right. I'm giving them like 4 options.
Yeah, you're giving
They're
them
like,
the
well,
answers you want them to hear.
of course they're gonna say, I want this business. Please send me a text to hold me. I give you permission. You know,
Right.
versus letting them truly say what's on their brain.
Yep.
So that's awesome. So tell us about the process, like what automations you have set up. What's the process? Like, do you call them? Do you have them schedule just your sales process from receiving the application?
So typically,
What
yeah,
are
if
some
I
process?
receive, yeah, when I get the survey based on their answers, I will send them my calendar for them to set up a fitting call, is
Mhm.
what I call it. And just basically just get more information about what's going on with them to really determine if it's something that my product would actually help them solve, or if it's not, that I could then refer them to something else that I had. So I think that's why it's really key to make sure that you're collaborating or having power partners with other folks, because you may encounter someone that has a struggle that maybe your product or your service doesn't solve. But
Mhm.
you got Susie Q over here that she kind of does something similar to you, and they have different products than the products you have, and you could refer her to Susie Q. Now, granted, you may be
Yeah,
thinking, well, I won't get the business, but that person's going to love you to death because you were a
yeah,
part of the buy-in process of her finding the person that had her ultimate solution. Now, does that mean she won't buy something from you in the future? She probably would, because she'll be like, well, you gave me the Sally Sue, and her service did better than me, and I really appreciate that, but I still want to support you in your business because you were the one that led me there. So that's why it's really important to make sure that you're building those collaborations and power partners with folks that have different services than you, that may have the same clientele as you do, but have something different that you provide. They have the same target market, but they provide a different service or product. So you
exactly.
guys can kind of share the
Yeah,
the customers together. So that's just a little food for thought. That's why relationships are really powerful to build.
yeah,
And then after that, based on that, it would be either I would do some kind of product appointment where we would talk further about what they needed, maybe send some samples out. It just depends on what their need is, how it would go from there.
for sure.
But I think, and I haven't said this yet, and I know you are a firm believer in this, Megan, but we need to make sure that when you are out and about doing your thing, I don't mention my company name until after that fitting call. That is when I mention it, because if they're not interested in buying something from me, why do they need to know what I sell?
Exactly.
Right. So I want to get to know them. And I've had people say, well, what do you sell? Well, are you in the market for XYZ? Well, no. Okay, so it really doesn't matter then what I sell, other than you just try to be nosy to try to figure out what I
Yeah.
sell. So yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so good. First off, I love how you called it power partner. That's so good. Rob Sperry says collaboration is the new competition, right?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Collaborating. And I love even like, yeah, I'm going to send you my introvert people and you can send me your extrovert people, because I'm over here like teaching people, okay, get on screen, do a webinar, dance on a video, and you can teach people how to like do the surveys behind the scenes.
Exactly.
I like doing
Exactly.
behind the scenes stuff, but I'm like, I'd rather make 20 Instagram reels than like sit there and make an application. You know what I mean? Like, even
But
though,
you can, yeah, but the thing about it, there's a way that you can do it in groups. You don't have to do just one-on-one interactions. I mean, that's the power of surveys too. I mean, you
oh
can
yeah,
do it.
that's good too.
Yeah, you don't have to just do it one-on-one. You
Yeah,
can do it in a group setting and it'll work.
yeah,
So
that's.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, I love how you say like collaboration, and like I think even Russell Brunson, for those of you who don't know, so we met, Inga and I met in our the 2 Comma Club mastermind coaching. I
Yep.
don't know. All I know is I was okay. Quick story. I've been hearing about this Russell Brunson dude for like 2 years, 3 years. My friend was like, "This is the way to build network marketing, like the internet marketing model, sales funnels, blah blah blah." So I broke. No, I didn't break my leg, but I messed up my sciatica, and I was
Oh,
in,
wow.
and I had watched so much Netflix. I was like, all right, I need to watch something good. I was bedridden for a week. Found one of Russell Brunson's emails, and because I had been on his list, never watched anything, watched one of his videos. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's good. Saw that he had an event in Florida with Tony Robbins, and I
Oh,
didn't
you went.
about Russell. I was like, I'm going for Tony Robbins. So within a week, I went to Funnel Hacking Live.
Wow.
Was in the back of the room. I didn't even hear Russell's pitch for the 2 Comma Club. And y'all, this is like a $25,000 to $30,000 program, like for the year. And I was in the back of the room talking to this guy though, that low key in my head, he was telling me how much they were making in the year doing e-com. And all I kept thinking was, oh gosh, okay,
I got to do this.
if this guy can do it, like, okay. And then all of a sudden I look up and there's like a site. And I'm like, I don't even know how much this costs. I went over to the table, got these. I was like, I have to do this. Like, I have to go to the root and find out how to do this stuff, So I didn't even hear the whole presentation. But anyways, just funny story. So that's how we met in that program. So here we are today. But he talked about, let me loop this back. He talked a lot about too, like find people, like you said, that have a similar target audience and collaborate and share audiences,
Yep.
grow together, because you can
Yes.
double your audience finding someone who has a similar audience side. And also to do your due diligence on those people. Like the reason I love to partner with Ingafay is because she's awesome, but she's like somebody who does not half butt it. Like I know this woman, like if she has something for our community, it's done well, it's done precisely, like almost to perfection. And she's just a good person. Love her. So yeah, those are the respawn thoughts to the collaboration.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I love it, because you're able to do that. Because one of the things that we learned in that class is that you can build your business one or two ways. You can build it with time or you can build it with money. You're just going to have to choose. So the time side is more of the organic side, the kind of collaboration side, going to people's different podcasts, doing summits, meeting with webinars, all that kind of thing. And then you have the paid side where you're doing ads. Yeah. And, different strokes for different folks. You just got to kind of choose your path, which way you want to go. But know that either you're going to pay in time or you're going to pay in money. But you're going to pay regardless. This is not a free ride. Just want to put that out there.
So good. Yes, I love that. I got to add that in. Our Zero Burnout Blueprint webinar that we have is
literally like half of it is all about that. How do you drive traffic? And
Yep.
it's one of two ways. And I love that it ain't free. So, but if you can master how to drive traffic, I mean, the rest will come together.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure. It will.
uh,
Whichever way you decide. And the thing, I don't think there's a wrong and a right way. I think you just have to decide which way works best for you.
yeah.
So yeah.
We're loving I'm personally loving the advertising side, but I love social media. I think just right now, because now I've learned the advertising, it's become kind of fun because so much is automated and I don't have to create content.
Yeah.
But I still do organic content because I love it and I love this and I love, I need human connection. So
Yes. Yes.
but anyways, okay, so speaking of human connection, obviously you're a master relationship builder. So what are some of the biggest mistakes you're seeing in people building those relationships, and like what's working for you to drive traffic through organic relationships?
Okay. So first question, what do I think is not working?
Mm-hmm.
I think the first thing that is not working is for you to send a salesy DM to someone you don't know. I
Yep.
think that is just the biggest turn off that you can do. Because right now, I think especially since COVID, I think everybody has gotten into the online DM thing to grow their business. And I don't know how many messages I get daily from appointment setters, VAs, coaches that think I need a coach. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
crazy how many people send me stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I'm thinking, you don't even know anything about me. How do you just saw something in my profile?
You're in
that-
the ClickFunnels group, honestly.
yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. They just saw something in my profile and said, oh, she's my ideal person. But you haven't gotten to know me or what I'm struggling with or learn how you could possibly help me. So I think the best thing to do to really build that connection is just to get on a call and just get to know the person. Hey, how you doing? How your mama doing? Kind of thing. And then based on that, decide maybe if there's a collaboration fit, maybe what you guys could do next together. Again, we're not talking about a sale yet. And I think so many people are so caught up, oh, I got to make a sale today. But if you're doing these kind of conversations on a regular basis, I promise you, girlfriend, the sales are gonna come. Okay. But you gotta do it strategically. So just like I was telling you about those collaboration partners, if you really have the power partner that's looking out for you, just like you're looking out for them, you may not have the referral right now, but say a week goes by and she calls you, oh girl, Susie Q told me she's looking for XYZ, and I just immediately thought of you. Give her a call. That's where the sale's going to come from. And because it's a warmer market and they have already said, yeah, I want what you have, it's going to be so easy. It's going to be so fun, you guys. And then on top of that, that person is going to decide to refer you out as well. So it just becomes this massive snowball of referrals that are coming around you. And then when you start doing podcasts and things like this, and people like you and they know you and they trust you, you're going to get even more stuff just from the organic traffic of just being who you are first before your XYZ consultant, because they think you're cool. Okay. And they're like, hell, whatever you're selling, I want it because I like you. So
be a human first, a
yes,
marketer second.
yes, for sure. For sure.
That's awesome. So that's kind of some of the mistakes and a little bit of like what's working for you. Let's see, like what else do you have to share with us that,
Well, so I have the survey thing, and really the survey is kind of like my DIY type of offering to really help people just kind of get the thing started. So then if you're looking for more training and mentorship on how to really build this business through relationships, because I know it's a little different from what we are normally taught in direct sales. A lot of the time we're it's like it's a numbers game. I know I've heard that so many times in my business. It's a numbers game. Yeah, it's a numbers game, but it's a human game too. We want to make sure that we're doing human to human business and not what do you often hear, B2C, business to client. No, it's human to human. So you still got to keep that in mind. And if you really want to know how to do that and kind of really grow your business to the next level through relationships, then my next offering, the relationship accelerator, would be the next thing for you. It comes in a group coaching offering as well as a one-on-one, so you can decide which one you want to do, but it's really going to help you build that human to human business. Really use your innate gifts, not have to be that outgoing extrovert that we talked about initially, but really do things that really truly feel good to you and make you feel good inside, and keep the people first.
That's awesome. I love it. So
Yep.
cool. Well, yeah, if you're an introvert, definitely hit up Ingafay. And if you're needing a survey, definitely, where can we find that? I know we'll drop it in the show notes, but do you have a
yeah, it's going to be at my website. It's ingafay.com. So that's INGA, F as in Frank, AY.com. You go there, it has the survey. You have access to the survey. You can get the survey guide there, and you can also register to do a fitting call with me if you want to see about the Relationship Accelerator, to see if that's something that would be a good fit for you and your business.
I love
for sure.
That. So cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, definitely, you guys, like I said, especially introverts, because you're not going to learn step by step. Well, actually, I do have one thing called 5 Steps to Recruiting, which is step by step how to build a relationship.
Okay.
I've been waiting for it to drop for like 2 years. Like, I don't even know. I did this book collab, and I'm like, dude, where's our book? I'm like, can I pull this? I can self-publish this. Anyways, aside from that, you're not really going to learn, because I don't really know how to build relationships, how to teach it, because I just do it organically. Like,
right.
I don't know. I've always been like a connector. And like I was saying, my friend had to break down the step by step at the Starbucks, like, I'm like, whoa, that's too much. Like, no, you just talk to people.
No, I've never done that, but I can definitely relate to how she was doing it, because that I could do something like that.
Yeah,
I could.
So yeah, you have a lot of value to help people in that way. Cause I'm like, dude,
I just do it.
like I'm like, sorry, you should quit. Like, this business isn't for you. But no, I love too, like Michelle Cunningham, she talks a lot about that too. She, built her whole business being an introvert, and
yep.
There is a way. And sometimes like I said, I feel like introverts almost do better because they're a little bit more focused. And so sometimes being too friendly is like a disadvantage. But that's where automations come in, and systems.
Yep.
Because
you just got to rock your gifts, whatever they are. You just got to rock with these given.
So
yep.
I love it. Cool. Well, hey, Inga, it has been so much fun to have you on. Thank you so much. You guys, be sure to go to www.ingafay.com. We'll drop it in the show notes as well to grab your survey guide, because this is where so many things change. Right. Literally, if you're not doing a survey, and I'm sure she talks about the different ways you can use it for products, services, opportunities, use it as an application even.
Yep.
When we
pre-qualify.
Yes, exactly. When we started to do this in our business, everything changed. We went from having 20 conversations a week, 100 million. I mean, 1 month, I think I did 183 ATM conversations, in
wow.
Messenger.
Right.
We sponsored a lot of people, but I think like 18 people in 3 weeks out of that.
Okay. So that's like 10%.
Yes. But anyways, to now having 2 to 3, sales conversations through application model that 100% of them practically convert.
Wow. That is awesome.
So sometimes we have to do a second call with them, but anyway, so, definitely helps pre-qualify. So I'm so glad. Thanks for bringing us this awesome guide. And I'm excited. So hope everyone has a great day, and thanks for tuning in.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Hey, I hope you got massive value from today's podcast. If you did, please leave us a review of what you loved. I read every single comment and review. And hey, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you get notified when we drop new interviews, so you can stay up to date on all the ninja hacks to building a 7-figure network marketing business. Hey, by the way, I have a free gift for you. It's a free training made just for you to help you scale your business. You can grab it below in the comments and the show notes. But in exchange, could you do me just one favor? Share this episode with someone that you think could get the same value of it that you did, and help me spread the word to help more network marketers make less mistakes. See you on the next episode of the Biggest Network Marketing Mistakes Podcast.